Welcome to Scarborough, everybody, and we're doing Erie on the east coast. This is the first part. That's Scarborough Harbour in the background that you can see right there, and we're just going to have a walk into one of the oldest churches Scarborough has, and then have a look around the graveyard, and then we're going to end up in the graveyard where Anne Bronte's grave is. So if you'd like to follow me, let me show you these graves.
Erie on the east coast.
Erie on the east coast. Look at these, all covered over with leaves, trees. Look, there's one there. Look at it. And these are all Victorian graves, these.
Yeah.
And there's a few all the way up. Look, there's another there.
This is just overgrown.
Yeah, and there's one here. Look at these ones.
Okay.
These are like what vampire films are made of. These are what vampire films are made of, these graves.
Wouldn't you just love to see a hand coming out of there now?
You almost expect it, don't you?
Arrgh.
You almost expect to see it.
What would you give for a hand coming out of there?
Look at some of these tombs on this side, I mean, look at these. You couldn't do these on a horror movie set.
These are just great.
These are awesome, man. These are what Hammer films are made of.
Hammer.
These tombstones
Sorry.
are what Hammer films are made of. I'm so glad you've got the camera tonight, Andy, and you're like filming the pavement, the sky, the lamps and everything, but what you're supposed to be filming.
I was looking at the admiring the graves.
Admire the vaults.
I was digging the graves.
I know you're digging the graves.
Look at that.
Well, we need to have a walk around this churchyard. There's some ruins back there, and then we need to find a good
gonna
place
go back,
to set
yeah.
up EMF and stuff.
Yeah.
Look, it's beautiful. Look at the roses. People wanted more graveyards, so more graveyards.
You've got it.
More graveyards. Now just look at these over here. Look at this. You could just have dinner on that one, couldn't you?
Oh yeah.
Over there, you know, put a little chair at either end, and you could just like have dinner there, couldn't you?
But what would you have?
Now you know what we do when we get to the church doors in future.
Go on, not.
Is there anybody there? They never knock back for me. It's you that they want. You, Andy, are the chosen one.
Me?
Obviously. You're the chosen one.
Yeah, but they never.
They don't knock for me. They only knock for you. Look at these. These are Count Dracula style. These are Count Dracula style.
Children of the night.
So, what we need to do is go off the beaten track a little bit and find some tombs that we can put a couple of EMF meters on. Let's follow this path and see
Yeah.
this one. Because there's some really old ones over this
It's
side.
probably.
Look at that.
Yeah, in there. Oh.
If we can get in there.
Okay. Yeah, it probably is down there.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Look over. Oh yeah, there's some. Let's have a look at these first.
What's in here?
Look at these, look like some old ruins, don't they? They're really old down there. Look at them. Let me get a torch on that. Look at that. They're all covered in moss. They're all right under the yew tree. Just film that one there at the bottom. That's like
On the
literally.
bottom of the tree.
You know what they've done? They've planted that yew tree.
Years
And
ago.
yeah,
And that's
where it's
grown
ended
over
up
it.
in it. Because that you could actually climb up that.
Yeah.
Them are cool
That's
gravestones,
awesome,
man.
that.
Them are cool gravestones. Okay, let's go back up there.
Oh, yeah.
See what's in there. There's some sunken down ones down that way.
Yeah.
And then we find a good place and we'll do some excavate. See if anybody wants to come forward tonight and talk to us. See if any of these
Erie in the grave.
people want to make contact. What did they teach us at Scarborough?
Oh, yeah. Sideways.
You used to turn it sideways.
Cass Halliday.
Cass Halliday. That sounds Italian, doesn't
Son
it?
of
Son of
Cass.
Cass and Anne Halliday, commander of the Baroque Elizabeth of Scarborough, who died at Calcutta. 1840 of brain fever, brought by exposure to the sun, age 22. See, this is the thing about these old graves. They give you the whole story of the person. They give you the history, what they did for it, especially the
But they don't
1800s
know,
to
do they?
1900s gravestones. They tell you the whole story of the
But
person.
they don't know. They
No,
just
it-
tell you
keep it very brief. We don't
when
know
you were
who's
born,
alive.
when you died, and that was it. They don't tell you anything about your life.
I'm looking for the spookiest spot, guys, if you're wondering why we're walking around.
Yeah. I think.
down there where they're all sunken down.
Yeah, I think that.
Let's go that way.
Oh yes. And where are we tonight? We're in
Scarborough.
Scarborough. Oh, aye, these. Like these.
Yeah, I think see there's a path down. So if we cut onto that path.
Cut onto that.
Oh, yeah. These are all like holding together and they're all pretty sunken down. So
Yeah, they are.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's see what's going
Oh,
on.
these seem they're like they put a
These
wall.
are all in a,
It's,
like a
that's
square.
weird.
That's unusual, that, because graves used to always face east-west, but this has proved us wrong on it.
These seem to be all like.
I wonder if this is some sort of a cemetery for. It will be plague, because they didn't have these big gravestones back in the plague days.
It's like. It's strange.
It's strange. Unless, do you know what it might be? I'll tell you what it might be. I'll tell you what it might be. You know when they've sort of like lost the actual grave plots, and then what they do is they put all the graves to one side, so the memory of the people is still there, but the grave plots could be like dotted randomly everywhere else.
Yeah, it just
Alright,
seems.
let's just see. These are well spooky, aren't they?
Yeah. Don't see many. They've obviously put.
They're all in like quadrangle squares, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think we should just get the EMF meter out here and just.
You want to try it here?
I very rarely see graves placed
Just
like
try
this.
it here. Yeah, seems a
Yeah,
good.
so we'll
Yeah,
put the
because
torch there.
it's like that all the
A little
way
bit of
around.
lighting out.
It's like that all the way around.
Yeah,
Up to there.
I mean, you'd never see graves like this like anywhere.
No,
literally
no, you
anywhere.
wouldn't.
So I've got a feeling that these might be not where the actual burial plots are.
Oh yeah.
Get a bit more light on and then we can see.
Just seems a bit.
It's fighting back already, the stuff.
Oh.
No, it is. It is like,
We
has
get
got
this
these batteries in
all
this,
the
it's just
time.
amazing.
All the time lately. We seem to be battling with
Oh, yeah. Well,
lights and stuff. It just seems.
well, actually,
I don't
sometimes
know.
we have had problems lately, issues with certain
Weird.
pieces of equipment.
Last week with the radio,
Yeah, with
when the
radio,
woman on
yeah.
the thing came through and said radio, and we put the radio on,
These flash, it's definitely something because
and it wouldn't
there's
come
no
on.
electricity here at all.
No.
Apart from right up there at the church, but there's
Yeah,
only
but
one down here.
yeah, there won't be any of the graves
So let's
onto
put
that.
the
So.
EMF meters here, shall we? Somebody can see it flashing in it. Let's put it there. Is that flashing? Let's put it on that one. Alright. So I've got the EVP player as well. Let's give this a whirl and see if we can get any. And when we've done this, we'll walk around the church and we'll go to Anne Bronte, the novelist,
Yeah.
sister of Charlotte and Emily. Her grave is just be on the other side of the church. So we'll go up there as well, because the Bronte sisters, particularly Charlotte, were very big on ghosts. I mean, Charlotte Bronte and Elizabeth Gaskell wrote ghost stories between them, so they were pretty into that at that time. Did something just get brighter then?
No, it was just a moth
Oh, okay, alright.
or a car.
Alright, I'm just gonna make sure this is recording before we just keep filming.
We're on.
Alright. Are there any spirit people here with us amongst these gravestones? If you are here, could you please give us your name, please, and tell us why your graves are buried in a triangular shape like this? Does anybody haunt this cemetery? What's your name? When did you live here?
Do you know you've died?
Good question. Do you have a family plot here? Was your grave disturbed?
Is this where you were buried, or were you buried somewhere else that's been moved?
Alright, I'll stop that.
Yeah.
If you are here, could you please give us your name, please, and tell us why your graves are buried in a triangular shape like this? Oh, I don't know if I heard like a really vague whisper.
Yeah.
Does anybody haunt this cemetery? What's your name? When did you live here? Oh, I'm not sure if we didn't get a whisper though. You know when you said do you have family plot here? Was your grave disturbed? I think you're going to have to listen to this as well.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I'm not sure if where you said, is this where you buried, something doesn't whisper, like, yes. I'm not sure. You know when you think
Can we
you've heard
have a
it,
listen to it?
Yeah, do you want to listen to it and I'll take the camera and then I'll keep on filming around while you listen it back. Alright, I'll show a little bit of the scene where we are. Look at that, that's South Bay, Scarborough. And these graves are just so unusually placed. You never get graves in this country, and I think in Europe too. Graves are always east-west. If you are here, could you please give us your name, please, and tell us why your graves are buried in a triangular shape like this? Does anybody haunt this cemetery? What's your name? When did you live here? Do you know you died? Good question. Did you hear anything whisper then? Do you have
Sounds like something.
here? That's when I thought it went, yeah, it's just really low, like a man whispering or something. The EMFs haven't flashed or anything, because I've been keeping an eye on them the whole time. What's your name? When did you live here? Do you know you died? Good question. Is that yes or is that traffic in background? Do you have family plot here?
I think there's traffic, but there is some up there.
I'm sure I heard a yes, like a man.
Yes, is this where you were buried, or were you buried somewhere else that's been moved?
Right, yeah. Alright, the EMFs haven't flashed, so shall we head on and go over to Anne Bronte's grave?
Yeah. You don't mean...
Well, you just need to put the stuff in. You can put it in my pouch here if you want. I'll film now if you want, and then it'll take us. I know where Anne Bronte's grave is, so it can take us there. Anne Bronte, she was the youngest sister of the Charlotte, Emily, and Anne that wrote the books, and Anne was the one that got married to a naval captain and ended up living in Scarborough. Oh no, actually, oh my God, she didn't get married at all. What am I talking about? I remember I thought she got married, and when I read the history of her, she's never been married. But she died in Scarborough. She came to Scarborough. I'll tell you what happened. I remember now, because God, you read so many books and so many authors, and you get all sometimes their lives mixed up. She lived in Haworth, but then she moved up and down the country to the Lake District and other areas to be a governess to the kids, the wealthy families and stuff like that. When she moved back to Haworth, she caught TB. So they're what they call consumption in them days. Did you get the EMF meters off there?
Yeah, I've got one.
All right. So they brought her to Scarborough because the fresh air was better. But she actually died here, and Charlotte Bronte came out to visit her. And Charlotte Bronte had just finished writing, I think it was The Professor. And she gave it to her sister and said, read that and tell me what you think. And her sister said, it's rubbish. It's the worst thing you've ever written. So that didn't go down too well. But she did actually die here, and then they buried her. There's another graveyard at the back of this church. But whilst we're doing this graveyard tour, we're going to ask out and we're going to see if we can get any spirits to come forward. Are there any spirit people in this churchyard, please? Would you like to come forward and talk to us? Perhaps you'd like to tell us your story? Oh, I saw fireworks or something then. There's some fireworks going off tonight because I think they've had like a bike fest or something, haven't they? Today, motorbikes. They go up to Flamborough. Well, we're going down to Flamborough to do the Pirates Caves, but the bikers tend to go there at weekends anyway. It's like their place to hang out. So we'll go back around these tombs and then we'll head on up to Anne Bronte's grave. Go on, Andy. They like you. They knock back when you knock.
You know why they're knocking back? They don't want me in.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it.
Remember?
666. Old Lucifer himself there. Bring out your dead. Bring out your dead. The vicar not inviting you in for tea, Andy?
Probably not.
Ah, what's this world coming to, eh? There was a time when pagans used to get invited in for tea and crumpets. Not anymore. Them days are gone. Look at the stained glass. Awesome, innit? You just wonder how old them windows really are, don't you? The actual stained glass. Oh yeah, if anybody wants to go and see a good movie, go and see The Nun 2 that's just come out. We went last night, didn't we? Good film. All the Conjuring films are good.
I tell you, if she comes out through that door, I'm off.
Hey, it'll be great. I love it. I'd love to see her now in this cemetery.
It'd be really good.
Graveyard. It's a graveyard. It's a place connected to a church. It's only a cemetery when it's not connected to a church. We're an authority on deserted and forgotten churches, me and Andy. We missed our way, didn't we? Fill them ruins there.
Yeah.
They're all cool, aren't they? Is there a path down here? Is there a gate? Should we go down through that gate that way? Yeah. There is people about tonight, guys, because obviously it's Saturday night in Scarborough. A lot of people's on holiday. A lot of people's come for the bike fest. That's the South Bay. Looks eerie tonight anyway because we've had that desert smog for the last few days, haven't we? And everything's a bit... yeah, I manage. yeah. Wait. There we go. Life in the old dog yet.
You're talking about me?
No, I put the camera straight on you when I said that.
Yeah, it's alright.
Alright, let's head on up here. So this up here is St Mary's Church yard and the burial place of Anne Bronte. So we'll go and have a look at her grave. I always like to visit her grave to thank her for the brilliant books she wrote, because the two books that she did write, The Tenant of Wildfell Hall and Agnes Grey, the only two books she wrote actually, because she died young and she was going to write more and she didn't complete them.
You always presume to write more, don't
Yeah, well, it's the same with Emily Bronte. She wrote Wuthering Heights and she did start a second, but it never got published because she died at like 28, so they never got the chance to do any more. Charlotte, on the other hand, lived till she was about 50, so that's why she's done so many. But if her sisters had lived, they would have done the same amount probably of books. And she's buried in here now. How do we get in? Probably right, there's a gate like right there in front of me where you can get in probably, isn't it? Because all the flipping book buffs come here, so they must... Look at that up there, it looks like a castle, doesn't it? It's not the castle, it's just a building that looks like one.
Yeah.
We're going to do the castle separately, guys.
Yeah.
Because it's quite big, so it's going to take... you'll know which is ours because there'll be flowers and stuff on it. We've been before, haven't we? Is it this one here? This one's got like cards and things on it.
I think it's obvious.
Yeah, this will be it. I'm Bronte. Here we are, there's a plaque.
It's
Let's film the plaque and then I can see. Right, so we've got Anne Bronte, novelist and poet. The original headstone reads, and that's the original headstone, so because you can't read that anymore, they've written it here again. Here lie the remains of Anne Bronte, daughter of the Reverend Bronte, incumbent of Haworth, Yorkshire. She died at age 28, May 28th. The text contains one error. Anne Bronte was aged 29 when she died. Okay, so that's the actual grave of Anne Bronte. It would have been a really beautiful grave in its time. Like a really, look at that. Look at the artwork on that. I mean, look at that. People don't really carve like that anymore. Stonemasons are graves like that, do they? They just sort of chisel in the letters, but they don't really...
And that's it, and it just tells you when they were born, when they died,
Yeah.
who the family was, and that's it. And it doesn't tell you anything about what they did with their lives.
No, it doesn't. Not today.
Remember that one? The guy on that grave, what was it? So-and-so, born so-and-so, died something.
Yeah.
Was it something about being he was a failure?
Oh God, that's at Morecambe. We're
Yeah.
going to go back up there anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it said philosopher and failure.
Philosopher and failure.
Imagine putting that on someone's
Yeah.
gravestone.
I mean, unless he wanted it.
Well, maybe he did. Some people
Yeah.
have some odd requests. What is it Spike Milligan had put on his? I told you I were ill.
I told you. Well, yeah.
Do you know what I'm going to have put on mine?
Ah.
Life is just a party and parties were meant to last. Do, 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 do. It's true, isn't it, mate? It's true.
And as a matter of
Don't fall over that vault, Andy.
no, there was somebody else actually buried in this graveyard, but his body isn't here anymore.
Who?
It was
Let's have a walk up anyway. There's some good vaults and things in this bit. This is
Yeah.
probably 1850s, this bit, isn't it? Because if she died 1849...
a certain television star was buried.
Oh, not Jimmy's, not him.
Was buried in
Was
this,
Jimmy Savile buried here?
in this graveyard, and when everything came out, his body was
Exhumed.
the graveyard was moved, and I presume it was just.
They should have just moved everyone else out and left him here to rot, innit, really?
I
Any
mean,
idea?
I mean, with a bit of luck, it was dug up by the bin men and dumped in a skip.
Was it really?
To be honest with you.
Well,
That's
this
my
is
opinion,
it.
Probably not, but that was.
This one's got a ship on it here. Let's have a look what this is. Because bearing in mind Scarborough, it's going to be some seafaring.
I mean,
It looked like a ship from a distance. Perhaps it's not.
just think.
I think it's just a
these
motif
here,
on it.
They're all, but there doesn't seem to be so many of them. And I just wonder,
This would have been 1850s, this.
is this a bit for people who were well known in the area or well known?
Prestige, you
I don't
mean?
know, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
maybe.
The graveyard.
Well, let's find out. Let's ask some folk. Is there anybody buried here who'd like to come forward and tell us who they are, please? What's your name? Do you still linger in this graveyard? The Dracula one?
Just look with the letters. Damned.
Just turn the torch to the side. 'cause
Sacred. Sacred.
Sacred,
That's
yeah.
my eyes. I thought it said Dracula.
Look at that though. Look at this one with the vase on it and the shroud hanging down. I love them ones.
I think this is the time to try a bit of deadcom.
Yeah, let's put some deadcom on.
Where's it every time I turn my phone on now? That's good.
Sacred to the memory of Eliza, the daughter of Robert and Margaret Abbey. 1849. Yeah, they're all roughly the same time, these ones. Oh, are you getting something? The EMF, yeah.
To be honest with you, where that EMF is posted, I wouldn't have thought there would have been any electricity.
There won't be any electric in here. The nearest electric is right over there on the street. And over there by the church where we've just been.
And as you can see, my phone's nowhere near it.
The phones don't actually affect it. We've tried it out time and time again now.
And there ain't going to be any electricity coming through the headstone.
Would you like to come forward and speak to us? What's your name? What's your story? How did you die?
Why'd you stay here? Happy here? Businessman wanted to spend the rest of your days. I mean, I can understand why. Helped.
Help.
Helped. Helped.
Helped.
I can understand you wanting to stay.
There's moths flying past, by the way. It's not orbs.
Help.
Help.
Helped.
Maybe it was. It might be a charitable person, might it? Did somebody help you, or did you help someone?
You were helped. Were you helped? Helped to end your life. Is that what you mean?
Look at these, it's got all grass all over them and everything. Some of them you can't even read anymore, they're that much undergrown. Or overgrown, or under the growth, I meant. Yeah. Some you can't, I mean, you don't even know how old they are, do you, some of these? Do you know what I think? I think the older ones are over there in the church, and I think these are more recent. 1850 is recent. That's what I
'Cause it's
think.
not-
Because you know them tomb things, they were kind of like early 1800s in
God, yeah,
design
they
them.
They were really old.
So I've got a feeling that maybe that got full and they've moved people over. This is the second cemetery. But them graves that were randomly placed are obviously, they've lost the plots for them.
Card.
There is a card on Anne Bronte's grave. Do you want to go back over there? Is this Anne? I love your book. I love especially Tenant of Wildfell Hall. It's so good, that book. I so enjoyed that book.
Do you want me to look at that?
Well, there is a card on her grave with a dog on it. Maybe that's what she's getting her attention to go back there, maybe. Let's have a look, it's round here. Yeah, there's a card on there, Luke.
Card business.
Yeah. Anne Bronte. What did it say? Business card?
Helped card business.
This is something to do with business cards. They did used to make business cards in them days, but they used to handwrite them, you know, calligraphy. I mean, obviously now you print them off computer, but now, back in them days, they used to, somebody with calligraphy skills would handwrite them. Maybe that
Helped card business.
maybe that person's grave over there, maybe he was a calligraphy person.
Throat.
Throat.
Throat. Maybe that's the way he died. Maybe it's not Anne Bronte at all. Just ask out, I think, because they were in the right area, obviously.
Did whoever this is die because they had an illness of the throat? Or was it something else? Can you give us your name? No. Anybody? Doesn't matter who you are. Just like to know who you're talking to.
Do you want to have a walk back round the church and then go on to the other side?
Yeah.
And then just, that sounds like it might have been someone who had did a calligraphy for business.
Yeah.
Because I know in the Victorian times they would handwrite the invitations and everything with ink.
But, as in, but, B-U-T.
Just keep asking, because I think they'll follow us through the other side. There's a lot to see here yet. It's such a huge place. It's St Mary's Church, Scarborough, on the tops, everybody, near the castle, if anybody wants to come and visit this place. It's very big, very dark, very spooky.
You're going to let us know your name. Oh, it's back there. And then go back down.
Yeah. This is a darker side, this. There's no lighting on this side, is there, at all?
Very result.
What does it say?
Furry result.
Fairy result.
As in F-U-R-R.
Oh, furry.
Results. I don't know what that means.
No, I've no clue what that
I have
means.
no idea what that means. I have no.
You'll have to Google Translate. Oh, look at that. Was that lightning or was it fireworks? There's fireworks tonight, so it's hard to tell whether it's. But it has been a bit murky around here, hasn't it, today? Because that desert dust that everybody got all over the cars midweek this week.
Yeah, I think that's what's.
It's still floating about here in the air because it's. You always get a sea breeze and stuff, don't you? This is St Mary's Church, guys.
Anybody else here? Do you want to talk to us?
Let's see if we can get any orbs, because when it's darker I always find if you get orbs it's easier to see them. When you've got like street lamps coming in and out, you can sometimes pick them up and think you've got something when you haven't. But I think let's go down that path towards the town centre, because I think it's pretty spooky down there anyway.
Yeah, there is a lot of. Just see, keep this on just in case anything.
Yeah, just see if anybody else wants to come through.
Yeah, I mean, you've got that. I mean, I don't know whether that. Might as well say that because it's going to be electric in it and it's.
Yeah. Yeah, you might pick up the lamps
I'll
here.
leave my phone on anyway.
Yeah, okay, I don't need the torch at the minute, switched on. Lighting's pretty good in this bit. There's the town centre again, Scarborough. That's where the Grand Hotel is down there, if anybody knows it. That's it actually, back there. It's fallen into disrepute though now, I think. It's not really... We had a walk up there, didn't we? And it said a 1 star. It's got a 1 star rating. How can you get a 1 star rating? Is this the sea front? This is the one that we need to take. This is the way. Yes, it's a pretty cool graveyard, this. Lots of old vaults. Done one last glance at the old vaults. Adorable? What, the vaults are adorable?
I think she's talking about me.
Do you know, I think she's talking about you. I think you've got yourself a ghost.
What again?
Let's go this way, because people's coming out. I know, ain't it? It won't be.
Twice. That's twice now.
I know, it is.
Yeah, but you know what it is?
What?
It says a lot, doesn't it?
What?
The only women who are attracted to me now
200-year-old ones?
have been dead over 200 years.
What are you trying to say?
I'm just saying.
What are you trying to say?
I'm not saying
The only women that are attracted to you are actually dead and gone.
Oh,
Explain yourself.
how wrong did that come out?
Explain yourself.
4th degree.
Was that to the 3rd degree? That's because you just dropped yourself in
Degree.
it.
Yeah, alright.
That's because you just dropped yourself in it.
Yeah,
What was it you said?
I'll shut up now.
The only women that are attracted to you are ones that have been dead for 200 years. Thanks, Andy. You tried to say I'm a vampire or something. I shall go off and find myself another ghost. It's not a problem.
My brain doesn't.
Can get to the ruins now, but there's people sat here before, so I didn't really want to creep up on them. But they seem to have moved on now, so let's have a look at these ruins. Was this the original church or something?
Them.
I think it was. Was that a message that come on there then?
Them.
Like this? Them. Well, there was people here, weren't there? Before. Just, kids hanging out on a Saturday night. It's what I used to do on my Saturday nights, hang around graveyards.
They've already escaped.
Oh, look, yeah, hey, that's a proper vampire tomb. Are there any limbs in there? Any skeletons? Oh my god, man.
Do you know?
Is there something?
Are them bones? Or are they leaves?
Oh, there is some dried leaves.
Oh, the dried leaves. Oh,
Oh, that's disappointing.
Can hear.
they can hear.
They can hear.
Can hear.
Can you hear us talking?
Can you hear us talking?
I'm just going to ask you some questions then if you can hear us.
Who can you hear?
These are the proper vaults, these are great. Why not put an EMF out now, there? Because there's no electricity here.
Who can hear? Can you hear us? Can you hear other people? You know, you can go out and talk to us. If the light lights up. Okay. If you can hear us, can you see us? If you can see us, say, and see. Yeah.
I'd have one of them in my front room. These are really old ones, these. These are the type you expect a hand to crawl out with a big ring on it. I'll go off on my own for a bit because this is what people want me and Andy to do, to go off and explore separately. Sometimes you can actually entice them to come forward a bit more if you're on your own. They like to scare the crap out of you sometimes. Just for fun, you know. I think they just like to remind you that they're on the dead side and we're on the living side. You get some unusual pieces of grave. Some unusual stones and that here. Anywhere really you get unusual ones. That's very unusual that. Well, there's no name on it. It's mermaid on it. Maybe it's symbolic of the sea or something. Like so many of our churches, it's under scaffold at the minute. But we've got to keep preserving them because they're only going to fall into ruin and decay. Let's see if Andy's had any results yet. Have you had anything through, Andy?
Nothing since that, I can't hear, but it made a couple of weird noises again.
Did it?
You know, like that.
Oh yeah, like they're trying to speak through.
It's like it's done it again. But it doesn't normally do that.
No.
It doesn't normally do that. It did it when we were at that well last week.
Oh yeah.
It's done it again.
Well, it did, didn't it? Maybe it's trying to speak through.
It just doesn't do it. That's all. There's nothing here to make it do it.
No, there's not. There's nothing to interfere at
To
all.
make it interfere with it, and it shouldn't interfere with it
Yeah.
anyway.
I'm just going to film some of these big bolts here. That's the one that's got the broken end. Maybe grave robbers have tried getting in it or something at some point. Because back in the days of the body snatchers, they used to sit in the graveyard at night, and if there'd been a burial that day, they used to come back at night time and dig the body up, sell it to doctors to practice on. Mostly Edinburgh and London. So Highgate Cemetery London, which we're going to be going to at the end of October, and also Greyfriars in Edinburgh, which we've been to a dozen times and not filmed it yet, is two popular ones that people used to grave rob from. That's where the Buck and Hare story came from. Well, it's a true story, Buck and Hare, but we'll do that at a separate occasion, Edinburgh. We are going to go back up there at some point. Right now we'll stay focused on Erie on the east coast, Scarborough. So we've got this graveyard, got another couple of locations to do in Scarborough, and then we're moving on to other venues. We have a busy week ahead.
If you can hear us.
Yeah, touch one of us.
One of us.
Or whisper right into our ear.
No, that's just flashed. And again.
Has it? Put it on the arm. Just in case it's your phone. Can still hear fireworks going off. Can hear them bikes revving up from that thing today, that festival. There's a lot of people.
Not doing it on the phone.
It's not doing it?
Phone's right next to it.
Alright.
It's just not doing it.
Yeah.
I said whispering in his ear. Go on. Can you make that light up again? I'll make that light up while speaking this. We can hear what you say. Who you are. Oh yeah. That's it.
Oh, it's going now. But move your phone away though, Andy, because I'm always a bit sceptical that if your phone's searching for a signal, can that not set that off? you know what I mean? I think if you've got it so close, I'm not sure sometimes. I mean, I don't know. Or people will
Yeah,
probably tell me
I
different,
mean-
but I'm always a bit...
We try and
We've got to debunk things, haven't we? If it's something else.
arrange. What can you arrange? Can you arrange for this to go off again? Be really, really grateful if you did. Just to know that you're still here. Are these used to be these gravestones that are just worn away over time? Just let us know. We can flash maybe it's possible.
I just filled through a couple more volts before the battery's going to go on the camera soon, so we're going to have to wrap it up pretty soon. I'll see if I can get that lighthouse. There's a little lighthouse on the seafront over there.
Level 50.
We'll leave Andy talking to the dead. If he gets anything, I'm sure he'll let us know. So this has been St Mary's Churchyard in Scarborough. Yeah, it's been a pretty ghostly place, this. All up with some fireworks. Let me film the fireworks for you. Look at that. That's the end of the bike fest, everybody. So I think we're going to go out this week with a firework display. You see it? That's the lighthouse there. It's the harbour. That's the Bike Festival firework display. South Bay, that where the spar is. And there you have it. Okay everybody, thanks once again for watching and thanks again for subscribing. This has been St Mary's Churchyard at Scarborough with the Ambronte grave. Andy's still off talking to the dead somewhere. We'll see you very soon. We're going to be doing 4 locations in Scarborough. This is our first one. So we'll see you tomorrow on the next location. Hi everybody, welcome to Scarborough. We're still doing Erie on the East Coast part 2. We're down at the Victorian Spa and Tea Rooms where Victorian people would have come and met to have tea, afternoon tea, and come and see a concert in the evening. So we're going to take a walk down these really old Victorian sea steps. I've got dowsing rods this time, so we're going to give these a whirl and see if we can pick anything up. Let's go. I'll keep my torch on because it's a bit bright there. Alright. Dowsing rods, everybody. Are there any Victorian people who would like to make contact with us? Please come forward if you're here. These steps go back to the 1820s. So a lot of people would have used these. And at this part here there's an old fountain where the old tap used to be, the old fountain head, where people would have look at all the flippy creepy crawly things on there crawling about. How nice is that? I'm going to do a little leave this torch so I can focus more on my dowsing rods. Let's just pop that away for a second. We're going to go down the steps and try the dowsing rods out, and if we get any activity we'll stop.
Because it was a
And
very
we're going to
big
head over to the Grand Hotel and the harbour bit, the Victorian harbour bit where people would have gone for an evening stroll. Okay. So
very
let's go.
Victorian thing to do.
Is there any Victorian people here? Would you please like to come and use these dowsing rods? I know that back in the day dowsing rods would have been your preferred means of communication. I'm Alison. This is Andy. And we've come to your seaside town of Scarborough. So if you want to say yes, please cross the rods over. And if you want to say no, please push the dowsing rods outwards. Are you a lady? Oh, right, that just went outwards.
Yeah.
We said cross for yes and wide for no, so it's supposed to be a man. Are you a man? Yeah, it's coming back. Yes. Okay, so we've got a man. can I run through some names, please? Does your name begin with A? Cross the rods when I come to the initial that your name begins with. Does your name begin with B? C? D? E? F? G? H? I? J? K? Watch it be Z, I bet it's called Zachariah or something.
Hey,
That's
that's
my
all.
luck, wasn't it? L. I've gone through the Greek alphabet then, the Arabic. Please cross the rods when I come to your initial in the alphabet and help us along, and then we can start calling out some names. Oh, M. Well, I don't know, I just went to M.
M.
Let's think of some Victorian names. Michael would have been one. wouldn't
Michael.
it? Any of the saints' names really would have been.
Montague.
That's a good one. Oh, you crossed over?
Montague.
That was, maybe you've picked up on it because he's here.
I don't know why I said Montague.
Okay, Montague.
It's just
Maybe
an
I'm
old
here.
name, innit?
Did you used to come here on holiday? Please cross the rods for yes and widen them for no. Or did you work here? Perhaps you were a fisherman who had a boat here. I don't think fishermen would have been called Montague though, it's a bit highbrow. Did you stay at the Grand? Or did you work at the Grand? Were you the elevator attendant at the Grand? I don't know when the lift started, to be
Were
honest.
you concierge who helped people with the luggage or introduced them when they first came here?
It's going a little bit, so I think it had something to do with... Were you on reception? Were you the maitre d' in the restaurant?
Did you keep out the riffraff?
Yeah,
Yeah,
both were the same thing. The maitre d' of the restaurant would have kicked the restaurant.
yeah.
Or maybe we just haven't got to it yet. What else would they have done at the Grand in those days? Chef? Were you the chef at the Grand?
Were you a manager?
Were you in
Owner?
charge of all the housekeeping? Were you in charge of the evening entertainment?
Were you...
I've just had an idea. Do you know, I've said this to you before, I'm not psychic, no more tiny bit, but every now and again I get a little picture flash up.
Yeah.
I think he had something to do with the sea bathing, the mixed sea bathing. The men would have gone in one
Oh,
part,
yeah.
and the women would have gone in the other.
Yeah,
I've
they
got a
would.
feeling he had something to do.
Yeah.
I've just seen, you know them striped swimming costumes
Yeah.
down to the knee?
Hmm.
I've just seen a quick flash of that in my
There's
mind's
probably
eye.
that. Yeah, yeah.
Montague, were you in charge of mixed bathing? Keeping the ladies... Yeah, it's going, Luke.
Right, so
So
that's...
how good is that? So you know what happens sometimes when
Yeah.
you're focused on speaking to somebody, they can actually plant the picture of what they did into your mind, and then you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
pick it up. Because I'm not psychic, I'm not at all. But we're going to have
But
pretty soon when we
you
do
do-
Blackpool. My sister Jane's going to be with us, and she is psychic. So.
Yeah. But you do, sometimes something just comes into your head
Yeah.
and just say it because
if we can
it's
find some
normal.
old black and white pictures, you'll
Yeah.
probably see there was the old sea bathing machine. They used to wheel it down to
Yeah,
the
they
beach,
did.
didn't they?
they did.
And then the ladies would get changed in one and the men would get changed in the other.
And then they had a certain time on the beach. And
Yeah, and then
the
it
men
was separate bathing, weren't it?
Yeah, it was.
Montague, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah,
Alright, I'm going to
Yes.
pick up my torch and then
yeah,
what we'll do is we're going to head on up towards the Grand.
yeah,
And there's some gardens up there as well.
yeah. So I might do.
Whilst we're walking along this stretch of beach, me and Andy must tell you the story of quickly the Rotunda Museum up here.
Oh
It's
God.
got the 10,000-year-old skeleton in it, right? So we went in to see the skeleton and we went round and round all the floors, couldn't find it anywhere, round and round. So we asked at the reception desk, where is the 10,000-year-old skeleton? And they told us, we've had to move him, he shouldn't be on display because of his human rights. Prehistoric man, human rights.
And
I was like,
they're not going to put
What?
him. They're not going to put him back until they find one of his ancestors who can give them the yes
and get permission
and
to
get
use
permission.
him
Now he's
on the... I'm insane
God
with
knows over 10,000 years old. They've got to get DNA from him,
that. Yeah.
which you might not be able to, and then they've got to match it
Yeah.
with somebody who's alive today.
He's going to give them permission to display him.
And not only that, they said something to do.
Well, we've got this flat bit here. Should we put the EMS down and see if we can...
Yeah, yeah.
A bit more, then we can swap and then we can...
Yeah, they said
carry on the other one.
about his religious beliefs. He's 20,000 years old. right?
It's human rights. They wouldn't
So
exploit him because of that.
it's well before
Been on
Christianity.
TV, documentaries and everything, Annie, and then you come to see him and you can't see him because of his human rights.
I mean, he's not going to have a religion. He would have been a pagan. All he would have done with his life was go out, hunt his food, and basically that would have been it.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have had any religion or anything like that. Oh, that's Alison's bag. I wonder
yeah,
what it was.
it's alright.
Oh, I thought I'd found something sparkly on the beach.
There's no money in it, Andy, don't worry about that.
Oh,
There's a nice shade of cocoa brown lipstick.
oh, no, you're alright.
Alright, so we
I
picked
don't
up
think
on
brown.
Montague, who was in charge of, we think, the mixed bathing machines of the Victorian era. And what happened is the ladies used to climb into one, strip down to their long johns and vests and floppy hats, and the men used to do the same, but they weren't allowed to bathe in the same part of the sea.
I think that should come back.
Right, yeah, can you imagine? You've got
I'd be
topless
quite happy
bathing
to
in,
I'd be
you know,
quite happy.
Spain and everything.
be
Right,
quite-
yeah, that's going to come back.
Oh, quite.
Alright, Montague or anybody else who's here, would you like to come forward and use these dowsing rods to say yes or no to our questions? I'm going to go through some decades and you can tell me when you were actually here. Was it the 1820s? The 1850s? The 1880s? Let's go on a little bit. The 1890s, maybe. Go on a little bit.
I think that's-
1895? We're getting closer.
1900.
Yeah, it's going a bit closer.
1910.
Yeah,
19
it's between 1900 and
1900 and
1910.
1910.
Because I
Yeah.
think that's when the bathing machines did come into fashion.
yeah.
So Montague, that's a good name. Were you French? Cross the rods if you were French, widen the rods if you were English. And you just had the French name. Not really going anywhere, that. Oh, see, because it's not too, well, I don't know if French people would have come over and worked in England in them days. Maybe London, but not maybe this far up north. 'Cause it is the northeast coast.
Were you Scottish?
That's a good question, yeah, because it could be a Scottish
Irish?
name.
Welsh?
Keep an eye on the EMF meter, see if anything flickers as well while we're asking questions out. Did you like Scarborough? Is this your holiday resort? Are there any other spirit people here, any other Victorians who'd like to come forward to speak to us? Do you have any ladies present? Any ladies who may have bathed here? Any children who like to play on the beach?
Isabel?
Are you getting Isabel? Are you just picking that up like...
I don't know. It's just random name coming in my head, so
See, this is what
I'm
happens.
just going to say it.
With your psychic or not, you can just like sometimes pick up a picture or a
Is
name.
there a... I don't know you're going to laugh at this one, but it's the name of that time. Algernon.
Algernon. That was a really popular name in Victorian times, actually. Think about it. How many graves have you seen with that name?
Algernon.
It's actually crossing over now. Algernon and Montague. These are posh
Algernon.
names, aren't they? It's for Scarborough was
I bet you
and
they were-
Harrogate and places
Yeah,
like
but I
that were
bet-
upmarket places to go for spa and
I bet you they weren't known as that though. I bet they were known as Algae and Monty.
Yeah, they would have been, wouldn't they?
Sounds like a type
So
of
we have got
fish.
some Victorian people present there. So what we're going to do, is there any paranormal you want to do? Because we'll head on up to the ground and then we're going to go up through the gardens to the old
Oh,
the Victorian Square.
Uh,
I'll just tuck these into your rucksack and I'll take the camera off you then and then we can swap.
no,
And you can do some stuff.
I'll keep an eye on
Yeah.
them. Things,
Yeah, so
Okay.
whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do, yeah. We'll head on that way. You just pick up the things. So that's the grand up there, guys. Still used today for coach parties now, mostly. Back in the day, that would have been like the top-notch place to stay here. The seafront, the harbour's all lit up down that end. There's some gardens at the side there and a bridge that was built, I think, in 1826. I checked the date on it just yesterday. So we're going to go up that way and we'll see if we can pick anything else up. I'm just going to use some different methods. I use the dowsing because it's what they used to use back in the Victorian times. There was a lot of big paranormal groups around then. Charles Dickens used to head one, and Sir Walter Scott used to lead one as well, and they used to take people out on parties, believe it or not, looking for ghosts with dowsing rods And they used to use like the flower method where they put flour down and leave a crucifix or, you know, an object and then go back and check if it had moved or not. They had lots of different ways that they could do. They used mirrors a lot, scrying mirrors. Sometimes I like to use something that they would have used because it's something they understand. Yeah, okay. Not as windy as Eastbourne, everybody. We were nearly blown off the pier that day. It's just nice now.
Just talk through this. Anything you want to say? Anything, what else do I do? Why are you down at this spare? Did you use the spare waters? No.
Prize? Yeah, well they would have had like coconut shies and stuff, wouldn't they? Where they would have won prizes. Hoot the duck and stuff like that.
Prize.
Yeah, they would have played. Do you remember the old Victorian fairgrounds where they used to come down and play games? See if it's Montague coming through again. There's people coming along, I think, now. Do you want to walk up? You just pick up the EMF meters. We'll walk up there. We'll walk up on the beach.
No.
Yeah. We don't want to get tangled up with the local drunks or anything. We've had that here once before. It's like they're all pointing in different directions and asking the direction to the same pub, but it's like, but you're all pointing this way and that. I've no clue what you're asking me for. Yeah. Do you want a torch?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll head on up towards the Grand through them gardens there on the side of it, because they would have been there back in the Victorian times. And this bridge definitely was, because that bridge up there built in 1827, because I checked out the date on it yesterday.
Yeah.
Just you're using the EMF meters. If it flickers at all, we'll stop and.
That's I will keep hold of it.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Is it flickering already? Is it? See, we don't know what was here before. If there was a fairground or something on this bit. I'm just thinking with it saying prizes, it might have been the coconut shy. You know, or they used to play that thing where they hit the hammer hard as well, didn't they? People used to box, didn't they, as well in the Victorian times, the fairgrounds. Boxing booths and tombolas and stuff like that. So perhaps this was the fairground bit here. Because up that end where the Richard III pub is, that was like the fishing bit where at the town centre.
Yeah.
This was the exclusive bit here at the Grand Hotel.
Oh God, this would have been. This would have probably been
Yeah,
special beach.
would have been. Yeah, this is why the bathing machines would have been in this area, so that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That connects up with what we've just got there. And you would have had like quite highbrow people running that, you know, because people paid good money for staying in these hotels and.
People and stuff like that. I mean, Churchill stayed here.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
He was the king of the No, his wife did the spiritualism, the seances. Oh,
Did you get something then? Is it flicking?
that's crazy, isn't it? I don't know why, shouldn't it?
It's when you mentioned the king who did spiritualism.
Oh, stop now.
It stopped. Maybe you just picked up on something there.
Wait.
Let's go on the other side and get towards the ground and the gardens. You got that lamp behind you? I'm going to go through here, I'll meet you on the other side. Yeah, that way, innit? Alright, should we go up this way? Yeah, let's go up this way. I think this will bring us out of the ground. Or the garden's next to the ground, it'll bring us out. It should anyway. Yeah, it does. That's good. So let's find our way up. There should be some steps. There's some steps back there. Should we go up them ones? The ones behind us there. And then we'll just make a stop here and there and see if we get anything. Yeah. Does it stop now, that? Well, let's go up here because it's the gardens and there'll be benches to sit on and then we can properly do a paranormal in one place then. So we're under that bridge now. But over the top there's some benches, so let's head up there and then we can just get the equipment out a bit more, can't we, and do stuff. I think if you go left and up them steps, some benches up there. Yeah. So this bridge is literally right beside the Grand Hotel. Yeah, carry on up. I think we'll go this way. That bench there. Let's stop at that bench there. Because we've got some pretty old buildings around here and there's actually a square at the top where the entrance of the Grand is. And there's like an old square with little restaurants and things. Yeah, let's just stop at this bench because it's quiet here. And just do some calling out and stuff. That's the bridge. That's the bit that we've just come through, that circle there is where the fishes are painted on the wall. So that bridge is 1827. All this was built by the Victorians. Yeah. Deadcom. Yeah, get Deadcom out. Deadcom's good. So the Rotunda Museum. It's down there somewhere, isn't it, under with the 10,000-year-old skeleton that they don't want to show anymore because he has his human rights. We don't want to upset him. Not this torch, I forgot to actually need it. Here, the lighting's pretty good. Right. Are there any Victorian people here, please, connected to the Grand Hotel Gardens and the bridge? Did you used to walk across the bridge as a spectator, looking at the view? Please come forward and tell us your name.
Is anybody you like? Up and down this bridge. It was a bit like a fashion period when it really.
Yeah, it was.
Going up and down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what you're thinking of. You know, Pont Neuf in Paris.
Oh yeah.
That was the bridge where they used to, the first fashion show started out.
People did walk up and down.
Yeah, they did. They would have done promenading, showing off the new clothes and.
Altered. So
Yeah, it has altered a lot.
So
It's altered a lot.
Changed.
Because now you've got this ring road and this traffic. They wouldn't have had all that then.
Yeah.
Would have been horses and carts.
Altered.
It probably has changed a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the anything stone would relate back to that time, like them
Yeah.
houses there are stone.
Oh, it's probably like stuff. Yeah.
But there's like
I'd
a lot of
imagine.
new stuff that they would something else would have been here. But the Rotunda Museum was here when the Victorians
Yeah,
were,
it was.
because that was a popular place to visit.
Mm.
This gardens, all these walls, this would have all been here
Yeah.
back in their time.
Under. Yeah, we're under.
Under the bridge. Well, we are under the bridge, Luke. More or less.
Under.
Yeah, we're under the bridge.
Maybe they could walk under.
Who are we talking to now? Who are we talking to? We're talking to a few people.
There's a cat there just walking up. Come forward and talk to us if you're here.
Talk to us. We'd have to talk through this.
Tell us your name.
Story or anything like that. It's a hand. We just want to know your story. Basically. That's all we want. We're just interested in the history.
Grade.
Grade.
I don't know what you mean
Quite sure
anything.
what you mean by that. Can you tell me something else that connects it? Altered.
Peace.
Peace. Peace.
As in a piece of
Peace
something
as
or
in-
peace.
Peace as in.
Peace.
Yeah. Peace. Are you at peace?
Maybe they find peace here. Maybe it was a place where they
Did you
came
find
for peace and stuff.
Here.
peace? Here.
Peace here, yeah. So it was a peaceful place for them here. You know why? Because these gardens were bigger back then. Now they've put a lot of
Do you
steps in.
Here as in place, or do you mean here as in here? Can you hear us? Is that what you mean? Can you hear us? If you can see us, say can see. Just speak through this. Use this to.
Do you know what? I'm just getting the name Violet. I don't know why.
Violet. Is there a violet here?
It come through strong as anything.
Violet. Is there a violet here? Yeah? You can hear us. It's that tell us your name. Would I say yes? Just say yes. Yes, or you can see us.
I don't trust people.
Seriously, I don't trust people.
I don't trust people.
What people? Us? You don't trust us? Or you don't trust people of your own era?
Okay, you can trust us because we're not going to do you any harm.
Why don't you trust people? What happened?
That's a full sentence, that.
That is a full sentence.
I'm not like that.
Why don't you
I've
trust
just got odd
people?
words. I don't trust people. I get two. I don't trust people. What do you mean people?
What happened to you to say that? Something must have happened for her to say that, to have a bad experience. Tell us what happened while we're here alone now under this bridge.
What happened here? The reason you don't trust people. Were you made to come here? Bless.
Less.
Is that bless as in you going, oh bless, or
Well, we do care about you,
Bless.
even though you've passed, your lives have passed and you've moved on now. We
Well,
still
you
care
may-
about you.
because as a spare people would have come for various reasons, wouldn't they? And then
Could have been some
what would they
nefarious
come?
characters about, you know, pocket pinching and all that in them days. Victorian was rife for pickpockets, wasn't
But some people will make come to these spares as
it? Pretending to be somebody they're not.
mental illness.
Oh yeah, they would have done. That's
used
true. Yeah.
Force them to come here and stuff like that.
But you got people pretending to be wealthy when they weren't, like, you know, the acid bath murderers on the south coast, Brighton.
Yeah. Glass. Yeah. I mean, keep telling us your story. I'm very interested.
Do you want to walk up towards the Grand?
Yeah.
Because maybe we could pick something up if she stayed at the Grand. We can perhaps. Yeah, this way. Oh no, we've cordoned it all off. We'll have to go back down and up the other way. All right. We'll go a different route. Right, so we're quite close to the Grand here now. That's the Grand. But we'll stay down in the gardens because there's quite a few people around, so we don't want to get tangled up with.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's go a bit further down. So that's the back of the Grand Hotel, the Victorian Hotel. These would have been the gardens, which it still is a bit of a walk through. Andy's still making contact with the lady we picked on up at the top, because we can probably, if we walk down and she follows us, she can probably gain our trust, and then she might tell us a little bit more about this story of why she doesn't trust people. Come and stand over here, Andy. This is a good spot because we can get all the sea front in the background then here. Alright, so the Grand is just there anyway. Good stand there.
Yeah, it's quite a chart.
What came up just then?
I don't know whether that's...
What did it say?
It's her chart.
Her chart.
Her chart. Her chart, what would be like... No, the thing is, if it's electricity, it will stay on.
Yeah.
If it's a continual thing. That's not, that's random. That's
Do you think she's followed us down?
obviously talking to one person.
Find out why she doesn't...
I've not had anything since up there, I must admit.
Alright. Why don't you trust people? What happened?
Bless. You just want to know the story and you can tell people the story. You know, now we can, like we used to have the old cameras with pictures of people.
She hid from you.
She hid from you.
Alright.
Oh, is this somebody else?
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Maybe Violet was the person we picked on up there. Yeah, I've gone cold around the legs actually, now you mention that.
She hid from me. Why? No reason to
Because she
hide.
doesn't trust people.
I think because, yeah, you probably, when I get this, you probably looks at me how I leave and probably think, by the time you were around, probably would scare the life out of you. Change?
Yeah, there's been a lot of changes here, look.
Yeah.
Brand new seafront, different coloured light bulbs, new paths.
How do you know?
The bridge is still there though.
Victorian times, 50 years before the South, would have been completely different, and what people thought you were wearing.
But if you look though, Andy,
outrageous.
this is all overgrown now, and this was probably a really well kept garden.
Yeah, it probably
Because it would have belonged to the Grand, that hotel there. This was their gardens. and it's just become an overgrown path. So perhaps they would have walked up and down here.
I wouldn't say the world's a better place, but people are quite understanding of people who would have regarded as different. You know, people, anything like, you know, people aren't ashamed of how you look, how you dress, how they are. People just aren't afraid now, whereas before you were quite, you couldn't do anything outrageous because of what people would say, and people would judge you. But now it doesn't matter. Is that why you didn't trust people because you were different? Or you felt you were different? You know, there's no need to be afraid. You know,
Should we head on up to the Victorian Funicular Railway?
alright, yeah.
Because they would have used all this area. This is just a change of this spot. The garden would have been there. Come with us. Come to the Victorian Funicular Railway. It's still being used every day. It's not changed. That's the spa down there, where people would have had tickets for concert, orchestras, that kind of thing, back in the Victorian time. Still used today, you know, for concerts and shows and stuff like that. There's a lot of loud bikes around because they've had a bike fest here this weekend. Right, let's get back down to the seafront and go in there. Yeah, just should probably follow along because the funicular's just up here anyway. Yeah. I'll just turn it round. All these people coming. I don't like to film people because some people don't like being on camera.
No.
So we're going to go up to the Victorian Funicular Railway and cross over that side because you can get a better view of it from over there. And then if we've enough battery left, we'll walk on up towards the harbour and the lighthouse.
Yes.
Show you a bit of that as well. We're going to cross the road here. I'll turn the camera around because there's some pedestrians walking up and I don't like to film them because not everybody wants to be on camera. Especially if they're walking along hand in hand with someone they shouldn't be with.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Point,
These things do happen in these places.
How you forget that, don't you?
Yeah, well, I mean, look, it was that ancestor of yours that got paid off by somebody because she was sleeping with somebody else, and it was a right knocking shop story. Don't ask me. It's like somebody related to Anne in the past, not now.
Yeah, she had a hotel in Scarborough.
Do you want to tell your story quickly while we're here?
I don't know.
Go on. What was the story?
Somehow, the story was, and nobody seems to know, but somehow she got this guest house B&B in Scarborough. I mean, this was, oh God, must have been over 100 years ago. But nobody in the family, whoever I've spoken to, knew how she got this guest house, where the money came from, and or anything like that. But she had a guest house here, and she had she was quite well off. But nobody knew how she afforded this guest house.
There you go, then a bit of skullduggery in the family.
We have no idea.
So the Victorian Funicular Tramway is just over there.
Yeah.
You can still use it during the daytime. It's still powered by the old Victorian dynamics, you know, just one goes up, one comes down and they're pulled by a cable.
Yeah, one pole.
Now, the Grand is there. Yeah, and the funicular is like there. So they would have used it all the time to go up and down to the town centre.
Yeah.
Because the town centre is just at the top of there. And in those days, because they even used to come to the beach in the long dresses and the parasols, and the men would wear the top hats and the coats and trousers, so it was probably hard work for them to walk up and down. So they used to use the Victorian tramway to get up and down. But we'll head up towards the lighthouse is just over there.
I think our lady friend has left us.
Yeah, she's probably stayed back there where the Victorian section is.
I'll leave her Oh,
We'll walk up towards the lighthouse,
yeah.
harbour, but then I think we're going to lose battery anyway before we get there. But
Oh, well.
we're doing Erie on the east coast this week.
We just...
So we went up to the Ambronte graveyard first. Now we've just done the
And that
Victorian
was-
Spa and Hotel.
That was quite interesting because I think we got more than we expected.
Yeah,
You know,
we're going to do Scarborough Castle next.
yeah.
And then we're heading on up the coast to Whitby to do 3 locations at Whitby. So,
And if you're lucky, I may reenact the scene. I may reenact.
you're going to fall down the grave.
I may reenact the graveyard scene at Whitby.
Go on, Andy, what happened to you the last time we was in Whitby? He fell down a grave and I had to pull him out. Honestly, we need to tell that story and reenact it up there. We were walking through the graveyard right next to Whitby Abbey,
I know
and
which
the sea mist come in really thick and really quick, didn't it? And he went one way and I went the other. And then he was missing. I thought, where is he? I could hear him shouting, I'm here. And when I found him, he was climbing up out of a grave with the camera still
But I
rolling.
kept
Still
filming
rolling. Yeah, you
on
did
the
still
old
keep
on
filming.
the old camera.
Now, these are the Italian gardens, and I'm a bit reluctant to go in there because I think a lot of homeless take shelter there at night time. And you know how we freaked out the homeless before, especially up Pendle Hill.
Yeah, we did.
But anyway, we did that story on the last
Yeah.
episode, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try and I'll practice before I do it.
What, falling down the grave? It should
Yeah.
come naturally to you, really.
I know which one it is anyway.
Falling down them and climbing out should really just come naturally.
Yeah, but I've got to make it look good. I've got to make it
You
look
should wear your top hat and your frilled shirt and the gear. You'll have you got to properly fall
I
down the
might do
grave.
that.
You need to have the right outfit on.
I might just do it. Knowing my luck, there'll be somebody walking past every time I'm coming out.
Yeah,
of the
there will.
grave, won't there?
Yeah. There's the lighthouse over there. We could just come into view now.
Graves, yes. And then we're going to go down Argument Passage.
Oh, I love Arguments Passage.
No, you
There's
don't.
two. There's Argument. Yeah, I do.
You don't
I
like
do.
Argument Passage.
I
No,
do
you
like
don't.
Arguments
No,
Passage.
you don't.
Yes, I do.
I mean, that
We'll sort this out when we go to Arguments Passage.
No, we won't.
Yeah, we will.
You have this every time we go down.
Oh, I always have this off you every time we go Arguments Passage. And they said people don't argue in there.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
They don't.
They do.
No, they don't. They never have.
God's sake. Can't win. You can't win sometimes.
Is there a shady alley down there as well?
What are you trying to say?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just... Oh no, that's somewhere else, isn't it?
Now you know that's my name after midnight. And then after 2 o'clock in the morning it becomes Shifty Alley. Before midnight it's Dark Alley.
And after midnight I become Andy Floss.
Oh
And
yeah,
that's
we were
another
going to set
story.
you up with your own cabaret act, weren't we? And call you Andy Floss. And put you in a pink gown and, you know, like feathered headdress.
Wig that looks like candy floss.
Well, the thing is, if I can make money out of you down here on the seafront, then I'm going to do that, you know.
Anyway.
It'd be great, that, especially with that beard. We're going to get you Christmas lights for the beard, remember. Some subscribers are going to send you some Christmas lights to light up your beard.
People have to do...
So we expect that this year.
On these videos, people have to do at least 50 likes and I will do it.
50 likes. If we get, I'll tell you what, if we get 20 subscribers, 25 subscribers, Andy will wear Christmas lights in his beard on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And we're going to do the ghost of Christmas past, present and future, aren't we?
The 50 likes on one of these Erie on the East Coast videos,
Yeah.
or 25 subscribers.
Yeah.
So either it is, it's down to the people. The people will have to say.
Yeah, and he will wear flashing Christmas beard lights from Claire's. Oh, am I allowed to say that?
On
From
what?
Claire. From somewhere. From a very famous jewellery store. One that suits our pocket.
Yeah.
I'm not talking like, you know, your top places now. I'm talking like, anyway, you know what I'm talking about. I can't afford to get sued by jewellery places.
Fasten deck chairs.
Yeah, we had a deck chair. We had deck
Yeah,
chairs
and
yesterday.
we actually got it up without taking about 3 hours
Oh
to
my
do
god.
it.
My nan and granddad used to have stripy deck chairs like that in their garden.
Yeah.
But it was always the same. No matter how many times you put the deck chairs up,
You
still get tangled up with them.
Yeah, you can't do it.
You can't do them. It's impossible. Let's just film the bay here because you know we're going to get cut off soon with the battery's going to go. So that's the Grand from the other side. Do you know what? Maybe we'll go on the beach. Maybe we'll go on the beach because get a better view from there.
Yeah.
Can we just have that torch, please? 'Cause it's going to get dark down here. Alright, so we've got that's the Grand. So that's where we've just been, on the other side where the coloured lights are, the gardens. So it looks as though we've picked up a couple of spirit people that used to holiday down that end.
Yeah.
But that would make sense that they would have the bathing machine down there near the hotel. Because this end up here, it's like old pubs and smugglers' haunts and things like that.
And I do say, from the hotel, there was a path straight down to them.
Yeah, probably.
You know.
That's the lighthouse over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the fishing harbour.
Yeah.
So we're going to walk towards that and head off and say our good nights.
Yeah.
And finish the second episode of Erie on the East Coast.
Oh yeah.
And once again, thank you all for watching. Thank you for subscribing.
Yeah.
And we hope to see you on the next edition, which is going to come from Scarborough Castle and the forest that surrounds it.
Yeah. Which is quite scary in
Yeah,
itself, isn't it?
it is. It's
Interesting, isn't it? Yeah, it is. I mean, you don't know. You might walk into a Viking or two.
you never know.
Yes.
Never know.
You never know. But yeah. Thanks everybody. And when you come on, subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. Just press that button. You'll be notified when there's video.
If you subscribe, Andy will wear flashing beard lights at Christmas.
25 or 50 likes on any of the 50 likes. And it'll be, alright, I'll do a deal. It's 50 likes on all these videos that we're just doing at the moment.
And we'll get Andy in some
So
costumes.
if they tot up to 50 likes or 25
Let's just call out for the
subscribers,
last minute or so if there's any spirit people here connected to the fishing harbour. Let's just see if there's any others that can come forward and show us.
no, look, I'll do a bit of dead comp.
Yeah, just do a bit of dead com for a minute before we go.
Yeah, a quick.
Yeah. Are there any spirit people here? Any fishermen connected to this harbour?
Any old salty sea dogs? I don't know
I
whether
found one. Oh, sorry,
oh,
it's
thank
you.
you. No. Yeah. Like a comedy duo. I mean,
Let's come through and speak on the device if you can, if you're here.
yeah.
I'm Alison. This
I'm
is my
Andy.
husband and partner in crime, Andy.
Yeah. You want to talk through this? Just say anything. Come down and have a chat.
Alright, I think we're going to leave it there for tonight, Andy, because the battery's about
Yeah.
to die on us. So we're going to say good night. So it's good night from Andy.
Good night from me. Good night.
And it's good night from me. And we'll see you on the next one, which is going to be Scarborough Castle. Bye.
Bye.